Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of the Out of Manor podcast. I'm Fray and I'm joined by the beautiful Mitch.
I'm Mitch, and I'm indeed beautiful. It's a big pleasure to be with Frey doing this podcast. There's no one I'd want to talk about Japanese games more with, to be honest.
Okay, Mitch, why don't you start by introducing yourself?
Obviously, I'm Mitch. I go by MitchJ1992 on Twitter. Um, I've always loved writing, mostly about Japanese games. It's what gave me the passion to write in the first place. I currently write at Rice Digital and PS4 Attitude. Um, I currently contribute sometimes to Manga UK, the official blog, as well. I do that with Frey, which is good.
Yeah.
My favorite game is Persona 4 Golden, followed by Final Fantasy 9. That's just recently released on Steam. If you haven't played it, play it. And well, that's kind of it. You should definitely follow me on Twitter though, if you want to know more. Back to you, Frey.
Yeah, I'm Frey. I currently work at Manga UK and Animatsu Entertainment as a PR executive, and I also write for their blog as well. And I'm also the owner of Japan Curiosity, which, if you haven't visited you should. It's cool. My favorite games are the Legend of Zelda series. I have an extreme soft spot for Final Fantasy VII, which is pretty cliche, I know. And recently I'm obsessed by the Earthbound series. So, yeah, that's me. So now you know a little bit about us, I think we should just dive right into the news, which
Definitely.
is NX. It's coming next year, March. What do you think, Mitch?
Oh, it feels like it was about 2 months ago the Wii U released. Um, it's coming out in March. Obviously, Zelda's been delayed. I assume it's been delayed. I can't remember if it actually had a set date this year,
Well,
but
originally they did say it was
it was going
supposed
to be
to,
this
but
year.
yeah.
But everyone knew that was never happening. With the NX coming, it was always going to come out with the NX. I'm not too pleased about that, but
No, no.
especially as we haven't had a Zelda game on a Wii U, I don't think, past remasters. So that's a whole console life cycle with only remastered Zelda games, which is a bit poor.
Yeah, it's
Um,
it's not good.
I love my Wii U to bits. I don't know if I have the faith in them to actually create a good console, but I want to have that faith. I want in March to be able to be like, I need to have the Nintendo NX. Like, I really want to have it. I want to have great launch titles. I want to have Metroid Prime, Donkey Kong, Mario, 3D Mario, Luigi's Mansion 3, and
Yeah, that would be
obviously
great.
Zelda. But God knows if I think they're actually going to be able to do it. I think we could see Nintendo go third party. I think that's a very reasonable outcome, to be honest. Especially as they announced the NX as a brand new concept. I think was the term they used, and I don't want a brand new
Yeah.
concept. That's what I don't want at all. I just
Yeah, I feel the same. I would rather they strip away with all the gimmicks and just make something that will work with, the PlayStation 4 and Xbox 360, Xbox One games. But I'm not sure they're going to be able to do it. And we might just see a repeat of the Wii U where we just get a few great games here and there instead of regularly,
yeah,
which would be a shame. I really do hope they include achievements or something this time round.
it would be nice. They need to definitely like embrace just the
For
online
sure.
community a lot more because they just haven't. I don't know what's up with this Miiverse rubbish. I don't
I
care.
mean, you have on the DS you've got Street Pass, which is extremely addicting.
Yeah, she passes.
Especially if you live in Japan. But then on the Wii U, it's just utter trash. And plus, all of Nintendo's online services just feel so old.
They are.
Like
They always feel set
trying to
on.
purchase something. On the PlayStation, you think to yourself, "I really want this game,
Hmm.
but maybe I don't have the money for it," and you just think, "Screw it, I'm going to buy this."
Yeah.
By the time you actually get to buy the game on a Nintendo store, you're like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to buy this after
Oh,
all."
I know you
It
can't.
just takes so long.
Yeah, because you can't add things to a basket. It's one item at a time. You got to enter in your password each time. I don't mind entering my password. That's just sensible. But the fact that I
Yeah,
can't have a basket of goods and I have to do things one at a time. I was buying the Final Fantasy Create Room DLC, and they're like 79p per song. But
Yeah.
There's so many songs, so I bought a handful, and it took me like 10 minutes. It was ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It's just like how Nintendo always 4 step behind though. They just do.
Yeah, they are.
I'd
I
love to
know,
see
but
them
I
not.
really hope this time it changes things. I mean, they have got Zelda coming out, I guess, on release.
Definitely, I think.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the most important question is Splatoon 2 when?
That's what I was gonna
I'm
ask.
addicted to.
If
I'm so addicted to that game.
if an NX launched with Splatoon 2, a 3D Mario, the Zelda game, and something like a Metroid Prime or Donkey Kong or Luigi's
Oh,
Mansion or
please
just
don't.
something like that,
I'm excited
I
just
would
thinking
buy it.
about it.
That's the thing. I would buy it because their games haven't decreased in quality. I mean, take out Star Fox Zero, their games haven't decreased in quality, but they're
Oh
just I
man,
just they just don't do the games justice with their own
no,
consoles. It's just like
I
they
agree.
make these great games and then send them out to die.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, I only know a few people who actually have a Wii U, and then nearly everyone else I know is just like, well, there aren't really that many games. Well, there aren't, but the ones that are on the Wii U are very good.
That's the thing, but
Um,
that's not. It's not enough.
it's not
So I see this
really.
argument. A lot of people say, "Oh, Wii U has no games." I was like, "It has games, but it's been about for 5 years, and it's like, how many games does it have that are worth it?"
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. I kind of missed out on the Wii, so
You don't miss out on much, to be
you
fair.
know, having like Twilight Princess HD is wonderful. It's such a great thing for
Mhm.
me because as a Zelda fan, I missed out on that because university, moving to Japan, it's just something that just went past me.
Yeah,
And now being able to play it in HD on the Wii U is wonderful. But again, that's not a reason to buy a console.
it's not.
And if I didn't have my son, I probably wouldn't have bought the Wii U. So yeah, it's not. Nintendo have to change something and prove to everyone that they can do this.
Yeah,
And
they
be
proved in the past they can. There's no reason that they can't now. Like I don't understand how they've
exactly,
gotten
yeah,
to this point. They made
yeah.
what was it in the last financial quarter? Was it they made less than PSN on its own, regardless of the rest of
I know.
Sony?
Oh, I
That's
know. I know.
depressing to hear.
You know, I don't want people to think that we're slagging off Nintendo. I mean, we love
Definitely not.
Nintendo. We really do. Um, Mitch and I have probably played Wii U online with like Splatoon America more than we have other things together. So
That's true. I reckon. Yeah,
you know,
I'd go with that.
yeah, we do love Nintendo. It's just we want to see them back on top again.
Yeah, I want to see them go toe to toe with Sony and Microsoft rather than constantly feeling like they've been behind.
Yeah, I mean because let's face it, the Wii U has become a bit of a joke. Like people laugh when you say, "Oh, the Wii U's great." They're like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
that's a good
of course
slant.
it is."
Yeah, right. But it's the name
But
as well. Even like, obviously, I know games very well, but when they announced it, I didn't know it was like a new console. I thought it was just an add-on.
yeah, that was a really, really poor way to announce a console. And
Very poor.
I think people still, more casual gamers, I think, still get quite confused about what the Wii U actually is.
I mean, definitely, I have no doubt about that. That people still get confused what Wii U is.
Yeah, it was just very poor planning, and I'm quite shocked that they're not going to be showing anything to do with the NX at E3. I mean,
Yeah, it's just
that
Zelda,
just seems
isn't
like
it?
it is. It's just Zelda, which is bizarre. So I think what Nintendo were trying to say is that they have nothing coming for a
That's
year
what it
until
feels.
March.
Unless they do their, I know they'll probably do their own like Treehouse, Nintendo Live Direct things. That's kind of what they've gone to, but it still seems
Yeah,
odd to almost completely miss E3, especially games. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, how many Wii U games can you name coming out this year? Just name three, because I can name one, and that's Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Yeah,
But
that's the only one I can name. Well,
it's just like, is
yeah,
that it?
it's that I think that is it.
And that's June. That's literally mid-year. That's poor. They have to have more than that,
That is,
and
I
they
know.
don't.
And then what? So that comes out,
Well, they
and
won't
then
know all day.
Wii U owners have nothing else. I mean, I really hope that they release Skyward Sword,
Yeah. Oh.
um,
Um.
just to round it all off, ready for the new game, but
See,
whether they will, I'm not sure.
my girlfriend, when we went to that Zelda Symphony, obviously you were there as well, and the fact
Yeah.
that they started and ended with Skyward Sword, and the only poster they were selling was Skyward Sword. She was saying she thinks that they're
Exactly.
definitely planning something with it. Because apparently she went before and they'd done the same thing with Majora's Mask, which then got the 3D release shortly afterwards. But it wasn't confirmed at the time. So I think that would be stupid to not release Skyward Sword HD. I think that'd be stupid. Not even on the store. This is what I don't get. Why are there 0 GameCube games on the store, and why are there only a minimal amount of Wii titles on the store? Because they own most of these licenses for these really good games, and they're not releasing them. So what are they doing with them? They're not making HD versions.
I really don't. I can't understand their strategy, and I can't pretend to be honest. It's just a bit. It's just a bit of a mess.
It is a mess. It's like they don't understand.
They do. Market. They have a strong library of games, and I mean, it's great. Earthbound's here, and Earthbound Beginnings is here, and hopefully, Mother 3 will be coming. I really, really hope so.
Good luck, I think, with that.
Oh, don't say that, man.
It's not coming yet.
Have some faith. Have some faith. It's gonna happen. I believe.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just things need to change.
Definitely.
ASAP.
Digging themselves a hole.
Yeah, I mean, look, if they say, "Hey, we're releasing Skyward Sword September," I will be happy.
I'll buy it.
I will not be satisfied because having 2 games for the rest of the year is not enough.
It's definitely not, especially when you can literally pick the other one up on Wii and still play it on your Wii U, assuming you've got a Wii controller.
I know. Yeah, it's not enough.
Where's my new Trauma Center? Huh?
Oh man. So yeah, I'm guessing that's it for Nintendo for a year. We have some hype for if Skyward Sword comes out. We have some of that.
I reckon it will.
But
I reckon it will. But they're not going to do any surprise titles now. They're saving it all for the NX.
No, I did feel like they were kind of going to be using the new Zelda game as a way to bump sales for the Wii U, but probably there's so much going on with that title that it will need the NX.
Yeah, that needs the NX. Yeah. They can't have spent all that time and then release it on top of the NX, because then you're having a Zelda on the NX for God knows how long. Just God knows how long. So you get like one Zelda game per console generation, really, don't you? And this year we haven't.
Yeah, it's not.
And it's sad.
It's not good. It's very sad.
It's like I feel like every time I pick up my Wii U, I have got to like literally dust the screen off. I don't even do that with my Vita, and people are like, "Oh, Vita has no games," but I'd say
the Vita does have games.
It has a lot of games. They're only Japanese games, admittedly, pretty much.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy it if you weren't into Japanese games nowadays.
No, if you weren't, Danganronpa, Persona 4 Golden, and then you've got, okay, sure, this is on the 3DS as well, but Virtue's Last Reward was really good.
Yes. I don't like Virtue's Last Reward, but we'll leave that for another time.
Okay, we will have with the third entry coming, we will have a discussion regarding that.
Definitely. Are they the same people who did Danganronpa?
I
think they are. No, that's not Spike Chunsoft.
No,
is it Spike Chunsoft? I'm confused.
It could be.
I
haven't played it since it came out.
God knows.
I really can't remember. Come on, man! Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's the same dev. I could be wrong on that. I don't care for Virtual's Last Reward enough to have looked into it enough, to be honest. I care about Danganronpa.
Danganronpa, on the other hand.
I swear it's Spike Chunsoft. I swear it is. I like Spike Chunsoft. They do some good stuff. They do the fighting games. They do J-Stars, which was weird.
They do J-Stars.
They did J-Stars, and also I believe they're doing the One Piece Burning Blood fighting game.
Are you really?
I'm pretty sure. Okay. Yeah, One Piece looks pretty good. I'm excited. It's about time we've had a proper One Piece fighting game, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to that. It should be something special. Well, I mean, the Naruto games were really, really good.
They were really good. Will we see it on NX though?
Yeah, well,
let's
just hope the NX. I just really hope the NX is going to be able to support and give developers what they need to develop on their consoles and make their lives a bit easier.
I just hope it's not like I just don't want it to be gimmicky because I know they had the concept
probably will
things,
be.
ignoring the prototype fake thing, the actual one, but the concept things is just like yeah, it was like, the whole thing was like a touchscreen on the back and the front and stuff, and it was just like you rotate it or something, and I don't want this, and I don't like the thing that puts me off the most isn't their past mistakes of it. It's that apparently they want it to be both a console and a handheld, which means it's going to be pretty
Yeah.
expensive, which means I ain't going to want to take it out of my house.
Yeah,
me.
I really don't understand how Nintendo are going to do this. I mean, if they have a really solid plan in place, then I'm very excited.
That's the thing, it's like,
But
it's so hard to say if it's going to be good. I mean, obviously no one can say that, but I want it to be good.
I know.
I don't have faith that it will be good.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with the Wii U is just when they try to force you to use that bloody
Like the gyro.
Wii U controller. Yeah, it's just infuriating. It's like, let me use whatever.
I hear that's the biggest problem with
Yeah.
Star Fox Zero. Is apparently they said you could turn the motion controls off, but you need it for charging the laser or something, and that's basically what you're doing like all game because you're shooting.
Yeah.
So it's just like you're forced to
Yeah.
it, and I just don't know why they can't add in the option. It's silly. It's just silly that you can't have an option.
They probably can. They probably can.
They
but
can.
They just
They
want
don't.
to make you feel like, look, we did this for a reason. It's all been for this.
This is what nobody
Well,
wants.
that reason is
just,
rubbish.
Just give us a pad. No
Yeah.
motion stuff. I don't want to be able to shake it. I want to be able to put it on a table and just press buttons. If like I ain't gonna do that, it's just uncomfortable. But I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to feel the need to pick it up because a game's like, oh, aim it at the screen. That's like,
That's the great thing about the PlayStation 4. You have a controller. If it runs out of battery, you can go, oh, I'm going to charge this one and use my spare one.
Yeah.
With the Wii U, it's like, oh, okay, I cannot play this game until it's charged, or I have to sit really close to the
don't
television.
Get me started that you can't buy Wii U controllers on their own. That's the stupidest thing. It's then you got the 3DSs that don't even come with chargers. It's just Nintendo just they're both so good but so bad.
I know it's really scary how one company can be so great and at the same time be so awful.
Yep, it's not good.
And I'm really sorry, like, if you're a massive Nintendo fan, we do sound like we're being overly harsh, but it's just the frustration of being a Nintendo fan,
it's because
to be honest.
I'm a massive Nintendo fan that I'm so disappointed.
Yeah.
It's because I know they can do that. Right. Their games are great, but they're not doing them justice. And they're not doing them enough, really. We're seeing like one game from each IP per console generation. What's this about? We saw one Donkey Kong, I think, on the 3DS, no, on the Wii U, and it was a 3DS port. Oh, what's this? We saw no Metroid Prime, we ain't seen a Zelda. They ain't got a whole lot of IP, and they're just not using them still.
No. Well, look, we cannot overlook the fact that they have created Splatoon.
They have created Splatoon.
For the Wii U.
Which is by far one of the best shooters.
Is awesome.
Ever done.
It is. It's so much fun.
I think I'd have to buy an NX if it means I can have Splatoon 2. Because I can't have Splatoon 2. And it's definitely going to happen.
I mean, I've told people that you should buy a Wii U for Splatoon because it is really, really good.
Yes.
It can just go on and on. It doesn't get boring. I was playing it for hours with Shiroff the other night from Twitter, who we all know and love. If you don't know him, he's a great guy. And yeah, we just played for hours, and it was just endless fun. So
it's like
if you don't have a Wii U, if you don't have a Wii U, get one for Splatoon.
You should definitely get a Wii U.
And then join us in slagging them off for not having any other games.
I feel like now they've announced the NX, the Wii U's just done. Like, it was dying already, but now they just ended its life. They've just put a bullet in it. Who's going to buy one now? Especially with Zelda coming on NX. It's like, you can buy a Splatoon, or you can wait for Splatoon 2. And it's just like, you'll see NXs, I think, are super cheap, though.
I mean, the worst thing that they could do is say, hey, look, we've got the NX. It doesn't have many original games, but look, here's a remake of Splatoon instead of Splatoon 2. For those people who missed it on NX, on Wii U.
I'd be happy if they just added in the maps into the new game and just used like all of the maps and just redone them up a bit along with the new maps.
That would be cool. You have to admit, their support for titles has been absolutely fantastic. Mario Maker has had constant updates.
Mario Kart 8 did. Hyrule Warriors had a lot of good DLC.
Yeah. And then Splatoon, it was just endless DLC. It was fantastic.
It was all free as well, wasn't it?
It was.
It was all free.
All free.
It's all good stuff.
And it just came out regularly. And
unless
what is it? Once a month we have Splatfest now. Oh yeah.
Yeah. All the really good clothes are locked behind Amiibo, man. I really wanted the like Japanese school outfit, and I can't get it because I need Amiibo.
Yeah, I have the Amiibo, and I've got the school outfit. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to rub it in.
No. You already mentioned that you lived in Japan earlier this podcast.
Yes, I probably should have said that at the start.
You probably did. You literally not say that when you introduced yourself?
No, I didn't. So I lived in Japan, and do you know what? This is relevant to the Nintendo subject because Nintendo is region locked. I had to buy a brand new Wii U when I moved back. Thanks, Nintendo. It's 2016 now. Why are you region locking your games? It's not cool. So yeah.
It's almost. Sorry, go on.
The Wii U got at least one sale last month from me.
Great.
So good for them.
This leads
anyway
quite nicely into our next topic, actually. Talking about.
Oh yeah.
Damn it! What game did you just mention? Oh no! It was about the region locking. Okay.
Region locking.
Okay, so our next topic, going into that, if we're all done on the NX,
we are.
Is so we had region locking. Persona 4 Arena, one of the only region locked games on PS3, if not the only one, published by Atlas in America, obviously.
Yes.
Which leads us into NIS America not publishing Atlas games within Europe anymore.
Yeah, that was some surprising news. Well, I guess it wasn't surprising considering.
Obviously, Sega.
Yeah, Sega, but it's sad news.
It's very sad news.
They are absolutely fantastic at publishing games in Europe.
Yeah.
And
I feel like we would have seen all these Atlas games come over if it weren't for NIS America. We just wouldn't have, I don't think.
Yeah, it's a real shame. I mean, I hope Sega do a great job with it. I'm sure they will, but yeah, it's a shame.
I hope so. But Yakuza 0 isn't instilling me with faith.
Don't.
So I'm just like...
Persona is so big, they wouldn't risk...
You say that, I mean, Ultimax in Europe was like 2 to 3 months later than the USA as well, and it's like, why? But NIS America got a Persona Q in the same week. No, I don't understand.
I don't understand either, to be honest.
I'm scared.
I mean, look, this is the thing. It won't be region locked, and people will not wait for that game. They've already waited a long time.
Yep.
It was initially set to be released winter 2014.
So long
ago. Yeah, I remember. I think we were both talking to each other during the live stream.
Yeah. I believe we were. Yeah.
From memory. And yeah, getting really excited about it. It's like, oh my god, winter 2014, and now we're in 2016, and it's still not here. And people are not going to wait 2 months for Sega to publish it in the UK.
I don't care. I would import it. I ain't waiting another 2 months. They can't do this. Sega are big enough to not do this.
Yeah, so fingers crossed it won't happen. But if it did, then yeah, it would lead to people importing, and then obviously UK sales being quite affected by that, which would not be good.
Yeah, I reckon we're going to see, with Sega, I reckon we're going to see a lot more digital-only releases as well. I reckon that Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse is going to be digital-only, I reckon. Persona 5 will get a physical,
probably right.
But I reckon a lot of the small apps...
Persona 5 has to be physical. It has to be.
Does it, though? No, I believe that'll get physical. I think Sega know that's a big game. Like, if they don't know that, they have no business owning Atlas.
Yeah, I mean, if it does not have a worldwide release, that is going to be problematic.
It's obviously different if Japan get it first. Like, I expect that. But if Western regions don't get it together, then no one's waiting. No one's playing the waiting game.
Yeah, definitely not. Especially when, as we say, it's not region locked. It's region free. We have the ability to do that, and people don't want to be spoiled. You know, we've waited so long. We don't want to see. a load of English screenshots from the final boss or the final cutscene.
It'll happen.
We want to just... It will happen.
You can't avoid it
happened
forever.
so many times in the past, so...
Oh.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good enough at all.
I did have something to say. What was it?
What was it, Mitch? I do not know.
What was it? I don't know either. If you don't know, Fray, I don't know anymore either. It's sad. It'll come back to me. It's something to do with Persona 5. It was something.
Well, Persona 5 is going to be awesome. Oh. I think when they announce the release date, that's going to be important. A very important time, because obviously we've got Final Fantasy 15 coming as well.
Yep. September, isn't it? September 5?
Yep, at the end of September. So if Persona 5 launches mid-September, that's still quite a worry.
I'm throwing this out there. Persona 5 ain't coming out this year. It's coming out in Japan this year. It'll probably come out in America this year. Europe, nah.
Oh, don't say that. That's so negative.
Europe, no. How long did we wait for Persona 4 Arena? We waited an entire year. Persona 5, we're going to be waiting less than that, but we're going to be waiting. I don't see.
So what you think? You think we're not going to get it till January, and then the US will get it in September
we'll get it
or
more
something like that?
March, April.
Wow, your expectations are really low.
I reckon
I'm gonna be fairer. I think that they're not going to be stupid with this. They're going to be extremely intelligent. They know how long fans have been waiting, and they are going to roll it out the same week, at least. Maybe the following week.
I hope so. I don't see it going against Final Fantasy, though. I reckon it'll do well, but I don't reckon they put it in a position where it's going to sell less still.
I think it'll either be the start of September or the end of October.
I reckon October. I reckon it'll miss November.
And US.
Because November's like all the big Western games, isn't it?
Yeah. It might be August for Japan.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me.
No, Japan are getting it first.
Yeah, I think... There you go. I'm gonna go out there and say it's gonna be August for Japan, and then for US and EU it will be beginning of September or the end of October.
You are very much an optimist.
That's my guess.
If you think you can bundle US and the UK releases together.
No, I think it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen. I feel good about this.
It'll happen.
I'm sure.
It'll happen if the UK gets digital owner.
Yeah.
I can't see it. I can't see Sega doing it. Personally, I want to, but I don't.
We have to believe. We have to believe. Positivity.
I don't know if I believe more in DNX being super good or us getting Persona 5 this year. I don't know which one seems more likely at this point.
You know, we started this podcast with just a bundle of negativity, haven't we?
Well, I mean, the introductions are pretty positive.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I guess you can say that.
To be fair, though, I think a lot of people are expecting Persona to get delayed because it has been since 2014. We haven't had any new news in 6 months. I know we got that. I think that May event, the 5th May event, will make it or break it this year.
Yeah. I totally agree.
If they just go winter 2016 or something for Japan, we ain't getting it this year. If they need to give a solid date, so everyone knows.
They would not do that. They will not do that. It will be August. It will be summer.
I hope so.
I mean, could you imagine if they say, okay, it's going to come out July in Japan and it's going to come out August in US and UK? It would be amazing. It would be the best announcement ever.
I would have felt more confident if NIS America was still doing it. To be fair. I would have trusted NIS America to get the parity there with US. And Sega, not so much. I'll miss NIS America. They're still around, obviously, but it's the Atlas titles.
Of course they are, but
they were so good. They got some good games, obviously. Like NIS America are one of my favourite publishers. They've always been on the ball, but
they are absolutely wonderful.
Titles.
And yeah, so am I. I mean, everyone there is just so nice as well. They're just a really nice group of people. Yeah, I am. I just have to say I'm really upset by the news because they were just fantastic at doing what they did. It was great.
It sounded like it ended on bad terms as well because they were saying something about us being super picky about who they work with now. And it just didn't sound like it. It didn't sound mutual at all. Obviously, it weren't going to be. But
perhaps Atlas just don't want titles to be released in the EU on time.
Maybe they
I
just
guess.
don't want to release them in the EU at all. That's it. I mean, this is how they've always operated. Remember
It's
when they
very
released
true.
Shin Megami Tensei 4 2 years later in the UK? Do you remember that? That was my favorite time. I loved waiting for that game. It was funner than the game itself. So
I remember reviewing that game while trying to race
I
you
reviewed it as
to.
well.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to you, and you're like, "Oh, I'm here," and I'll be like, "Okay, I've got to catch up with Mitch
No,
now.
to be fair,
I've
I
got to
quite
catch up with
enjoyed it.
Mitch now."
It
It
just
was
wasn't
good.
as good
It
as
was
it
a
could have
good
been. I
game.
think
No,
I
not
liked
at
it.
all.
I feel like
It
Persona has
was
become the mainline Shin Megami series, and too right, it has.
yeah.
It's the best. I really like Devil Survivor.
Oh, Devil Survivor is fantastic. Not the
It's
anime,
really good, but
but the rest of it's good.
yeah, I mean,
Just five.
I like the anime as a fan, but it's not a scratch on the game.
No, not at all. Yeah, I just love Persona. I think Persona is just an amazing title. Yeah, the main
I'd like to
series I
see
don't
them.
really care for anymore.
No, nor do I. So I'd like to see them revisit Persona 1 and 2, just re-release them on a console you can have now. Because I never played 2. I
That
played
would be
1.
awesome.
Played 1 was pretty good. I liked 1.
Yeah, one was
I
good.
never played 2. I need to get one.
I
I'll own it
played
on
I played a little bit
PSP
too.
or whatever, but
Yeah.
it always puts me off because we never got the other part. Like, we got Eternal Punishment or something, and we don't get Innocent Sin or vice versa. And it's just like,
Oh, is that what happened? Oh.
yeah, so it's just like, you didn't need to play it, but I can't help but I feel like I'm being cheated.
Yeah, well, that's understandable. I haven't played enough of it to really miss it, if that makes sense. But now I know that, yeah, that's not. To be honest, it's not really surprising,
Sad
is it?
time, man.
So, yeah.
What can you do? I guess just got fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that Nintendo and Sega prove us wrong.
I really hope so,
Really.
and I'm going to believe so. I'm going to be firmly on the side of Team Sega isn't going to screw this up.
Maybe European release dates will go the same way as Sonic the Hedgehog, and they'll just go, mate. They'll just go downhill at the speed of sound, and we'll never see them again.
Sonic Generations
only.
was alright.
Yeah, it was alright about 7 years ago too. This is my problem. It's been a long time. That was before the PS4 was out. The PS4's how long has the PS4 been out? About 3 years?
No,
About 3 years.
surely not.
2013.
2.
4?
2.
4? You reckon it came out in 2000? No, because that means last year we were able to say we got it last year, which ain't the case. Can't be the case. It has to be 2013.
No, surely not. I think it's 2000. It must be
Has to be.
2014.
It can't be 2004. It has to be 2013.
Well, I didn't get mine till last year, so. Oh, okay, you're right. November 15th, 2013.
Too right.
Well, you know,
Because
I was in
Killzone is the best
Japan
game
at the
of all
time. I was in Japan at the time, and it didn't launch in Japan until February 2014. So
Really?
we're
We
kind
got
of
it first?
yeah. Japan was the last place to get it, I believe.
That's news. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Well,
4 months. We
news
got
to me.
it 4 months later. Japan got it 4 months later. So
I suppose consoles over there aren't as exactly like the big sellers, to be fair, are they?
well, I mean, PlayStation 4 was massive. I just think they were waiting for a title. I can't remember what they must have been waiting for, but it must have been a title that would sell well in Japan
I
to
have no
launch
idea.
with it.
Fair enough.
I mean, it could have been anything, to be honest. It could have even been, you know, Dragon Quest is huge in Japan, so it could have been
Oh yeah.
Dragon Quest Heroes or
I'm
whatever.
glad to see them coming over.
Yeah, finally. Good job, Square.
Excited.
Yeah, me too. So, yeah, overall, I am sad about this this change with Atlas in the EU, but we will see how it goes. It could be great. You know, be positive.
I'll choose to trust in Sega. Is what I'm gonna do.
Trust in Sega.
I just hope they start bringing stuff out well.
Yeah, until they say, okay, no, you're not getting it in the EU until 2017. Then we can we can have a podcast dedicated to slagging them off and yeah, generally being
Just start
unhappy.
getting all the pitchforks out and stuff. Rally the mobs.
Absolutely. So I guess now we should move on to listener feedback. Well, it's not really feedback because we don't have any listeners technically yet, but we threw a tweet out and we said, please send us some questions, and 3 of you did. So, Mitch, would you like to do the honours?
Right. We got more questions than this, but obviously not all of them are relating to the topics of the podcast.
Most of them were saying how wonderful I was, which is very nice. I'm extremely nervous recording this, so there's a lot of me going and because honestly, I am quite nervous. In a few weeks, I'll be a bit more confident, and I will be as awesome as you're imagining me to be. But, at the moment,
I mean, I'm already awesome. Cool. That's why no one asked me.
Yeah.
All right, so
good story.
The questions we have chosen to use are. Sorry, right? Just want to do these questions justice. We've got, and these are obviously Twitter handles. We've got Fuko Amicus or Fuko Amicus. I'm actually not sure on how to pronounce that, but he's asked, what are your thoughts on EU localization of Japanese games?
Ooh, good question.
I'm assuming that's just in general. I mean, I feel like we kind of just covered that in the NIS topic a little bit. I feel like these days, especially with the help of like NIS America and Marvelous, we're seeing Japanese games come over a lot more. We have P-Cube do Steins Gate. P-Cube are also doing Galgun, which is a game where you'd never guess it was going to come over in an English-speaking territory, absolutely. To be honest.
I mean, this is...
And collector's editions as well for all these games are so often.
I know, that is the best part about it is the collector's editions. Games that a few years ago would never even see the light of day over here, and now getting these wonderful collector's editions. And it's just awesome. I mean, look at Samurai and Kagura, okay? The most recent title wasn't great, but still, it's it still had a really cool collector's edition. And it's awesome to see. It's really cool.
I'm pleased with it, bar 1 point, which is I assume this is the kind of the true meaning behind the question, but Nintendo censoring everything they can. I'm not pleased with it because it's just like, okay, Tokyo Mirage Sessions isn't a kid's game, and you're taking out people in bikinis and censoring bikinis. It's like, they're bikinis. Nintendo needs to take the kiddie gloves off. I feel
they really.
I love Nintendo, but I don't want them to touch games.
But they released Bayonetta, which was fine.
This is what I don't get. And she's in Smash.
I know, it makes no sense. Nintendo, again.
They're not consistent.
I'm sorry. What are you thinking? It's crazy what you're doing. It really is crazy. It makes no sense whatsoever. Stop touching the games. Stop being silly. We're not children, and these games aren't aimed at children, so stop treating us like children. Thank you.
Yep. More or less. That's how I feel. I just think it's irritating. But
please bring the game over, and if you want to localize it, then sure. Yokai Watch makes sense because it is aimed at children, and you wanted to change, the Japanese names out and stuff. But you don't need to do it for the adult titles. It's
I just
really
want to pet
unnecessary.
my cute anime girls in Fire Emblem.
Yes, exactly. Let us pet the cute anime girls.
You can pet your Matomo though, can't you? So.
Yep,
whatever.
You can.
I'm done.
And I mean, Samurai and Kagura on 3DS, you can do pretty horrible things. So.
I'm pretty sure you can go in the changing room and jiggle them about.
Yep, and if you do certain things, their clothes blow off. So, yeah, the logic. Okay.
Nintendo, man.
I mean,
Nintendo make no sense anymore.
No, they don't, and it's not cool. So yeah, localization.
Good and bad.
Good and bad.
Andy Simpson 96 asked, "Do you think with more anime dubs being produced, this is a slightly translated a bit, that we'll see more games getting an English voiceover?"
Yeah, I can't see why not. I mean, I think games have already. Well, I mean, most games have an English voiceover.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I think it's probably a good thing.
Oh.
Digimon obviously didn't have a voiceover, which I thought was kind of strange.
Yeah.
All things considered. But yeah, what do you think, Mitch?
Um, like you said, we see a lot of games with English dubs. I think, especially in terms of anime, and we're not getting like Steins Gate dubbed or Psycho Pass the game dubbed. I think we'll start seeing anime games that have anime English casts start doing the games as well. I think.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
otherwise,
that would be
I
cool.
think we're in a really good place, to be honest, with English speaking games.
I agree. I think so. I mean, all I would like to say on this matter is if there is an English dub, great. But please include the original audio as well. There is nothing more frustrating than not having the choice. With anime, you have the choice. If there's an English dub, you can have the English dub and then the Japanese audio as well. Please don't force one or the other down our throats.
Definitely.
It's, some people prefer dubs, fair enough. Some people prefer the original language, fair enough. I think the game should just be enjoyed how the player wants to enjoy it. So yeah, that's my main thing there.
Okay, and the last question, which I struggled, Trey, including this question. I wondered, is this a question our viewers want to hear? It might be a bit too intense, but
Okay.
Dream in Stereo
Fire.
has asked, what do you think Tetsuya Nomura's favorite flavor of Kit Kat is? And just so for anyone who doesn't know, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tetsuya Nomura is the character designer between a lot of Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
I believe he's the director of Kingdom Hearts as well. So
yeah, he gets around. I think he's doing Final Fantasy 15. He does a lot. He was
originally the director of 15.
Yeah.
And then So what flavor Kit Kat? I honestly think he is a Azuki flavored Kit Kat guy. What? So a red bean flavored Kit Kat guy.
So you lived in Japan. You've got the monopoly on this. What have we got over here? We got normal. We got white. I'm pretty sure we have peanut butter. I think I saw peanut butter today. Who was asked about peanut butter? Yeah. Peanut butter Kit Kat, and I think that's it. I think that's what we got over here. I've had green tea ones. Green tea ones are nice. I don't know what. I don't. Do you know he's going to go with one of the sick Japanese flavors?
Yeah, I reckon it's red bean because red bean. You can have ampan. Ampan's great. Having it in a Kit Kat, why not?
I can see that.
I bought red bean Kit Kats with me, so I will give you some when we meet up at MCM Comic Con.
Much appreciated.
So yeah, that's my answer. I reckon he's a red bean Kit Kat guy. Which was, thanks for the question, man. That was. It is, to be honest, it's probably brought some much needed comedy aspects to the show, where it's been Mitch and I just being nervous trying to get through it, and it's like I'm staring at the screen now. I'm like, oh my god, we've made it to 43 minutes. This is amazing.
I'm literally looking at countdown. It's great.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking to myself, okay, we've passed the 40 mark. We're safe. It's all good.
I think I'll go with
it. Whether this is interesting to listen to or not, entirely different question. But
most definitely is.
Red bean Kit Kat.
I'm gonna go with orange flavored, just because he's always seemed like a very upbeat and cheerful person to me, and I kind of associate that back to orange. And I know there are orange Kit Kats out there. Orange flavored. There has to be.
Pardon?
Orange flavored Kit Kats.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm pretty sure every chocolate
that's a good
gets
answer.
An orange.
That's a good answer. Yeah. So, anyway, now leading on to the end of the podcast, if you guys are going to MCM Comic Con, come and visit us on Twitter. I can't actually remember our Twitter handle, so give me a moment.
I'm 100% sure. Oh yeah, go on.
You take the floor for a minute. Just talk rubbish for a few seconds.
Well, my Twitter handle is obviously MitchJ1992. That's JAY rather than just a letter. And Fray's is FM Burst. M for Mitch, obviously. And I'm pretty sure the podcast Twitter, Out of Mana Podcast, is Out of Mana Pod.
Yep, it's at Out of Mana Pod. So if you come there, come join us. Give us some feedback about episode 1. Tell us what you think. Try not to be too harsh. We're new at this. Don't make us cry. But
You can make Fray
if
cry.
you were going to, I will definitely cry. I'm sensitive. If you are going to Comic-Con, let us know. It'd be great to meet everyone and have a chat. And I might even bring some Red Bean flavored Kit Kats, and you can experience what it's like to be Nomura, because who wouldn't?
Assuming I don't eat them all first.
Yeah, that could possibly happen. So, I guess we should say.
Hold on, there's one thing I just want to say quickly.
Yes.
Our logo is really damn cool.
It is.
I think we should
it's
definitely
really,
give a shout
really
out
cool.
to who created it.
So it was created by the very talented Alex from Sushi Noms. Now, we've just spoken about Kit Kats. If you want to get Japanese Kit Kats in England, Sushi Noms is the place. Pretty fair price, and they have every flavour of Kit Kat imaginable, all the way from green tea to sake flavoured. So
They'll also be at MCM.
go. They are going to be at MCM, so if you come and find us at MCM, we will then take you to them, and I don't know, we will go around and share Kit Kats and be cool, and it'll be great.
It'll be good. It'll be a good day.
Remember, if you're a fan of Japanese games, which I'm guessing you are if you're listening to a Japanese game podcast, then Yokai Watch is out on the 3DS right now. So definitely check that out if you're interested in looking at strange yokai and battling in weird ways. It's they say it's the new Pokemon. It's been out in Japan for quite a while. It's still very popular, but the toys are not selling as well this last year. So whether it will continue being the new Pokemon and have, the big Yokai Watch Center instead of a Pokemon Center, I don't know. But I think I played the demo, and so far it's pretty good. I probably will pick it up. But if you have picked it up, let us know what you think via Twitter. Mitch, what are you going to be playing this week?
What am I going to be playing this week? I'll probably be continuing my love-hate relationship with Street Fighter V. I mean, Cammy, if anyone ever wants to battle, then I'll be happy to. I think I'm Ultra Bronze at the moment. I'm getting the Silver, I keep getting knocked down. It's a very stressful period in my life.
It sounds horrible.
It's such a good game, but I hate it. I plan to return back to Gravity Rush Remastered. I want to get back to Ray Gigant on the Vita, which is a first-person dungeon crawler. I'm sure many will probably overlook because it's digital only, but it's so good and it looks lovely. And
awesome. I said awesome.
Oh, and what have I been playing? I was just playing Star Fox 64 on the 3DS last night, and I want to get back to Bravely Second End Layer because that's a bloody good game.
It really is. It's awesome.
That's JRPG goodness right there. I don't know if you like JRPGs, you get that.
For sure, it's such a good game.
Otherwise, I think that's probably the bulk of it. What about you?
I will be after we finish recording. I'm going to probably head straight on to Splatoon for a couple of ranked matches. And
what
then
rank are you?
I am currently no rank because I have only just got to the level where I can rank up on my English version. So
okay.
Before I was B-, which isn't great.
That's
still.
got a sting, though.
Yeah, it's not fun starting again. But to be honest, Splatoon is so awesome, it doesn't really matter. I'm also going to be playing some Twilight Princess HD and hopefully heading back to Bravely Second because I keep picking it up, playing it for a few hours, love it, and then move on to other things. Just because there is so much on my plate at the moment. It is, and it's just awesome. And then I am going to be continuing on with Earthbound. So that's me for the week.
Sounds all good.
Cool. Well,
I was gonna say obviously games next month. Fire Emblem Fates. I can't wait.
Of course.
We definitely
we will
talk about that a bit
more.
We will
have a podcast. Yeah, we will have a podcast dedicated to that release.
Okay.
Probably just after release, as
Yeah.
we will
I'll
be discussing, you know,
I got the special
how we're
edition
getting
in
on with it.
with the all 3 games. Nintendo had it for about all of 20 minutes. I got in there. I'm
Yeah, all
super
right,
chuffed.
thanks, mate. Just keep rubbing it in. It's cool. Just keep going.
You
keep
can
going.
buy them all separately.
Yeah, I will. Thanks, man. Can't wait. It's gonna be freaking awesome.
It's gonna be so awesome, regardless.
Yeah, I really hate you.
I love me.
So that'd be good. We will, as we go forward, the podcast will change a bit. We're gonna try and incorporate some games and stuff as well. Competitions. We've got codes to give away, which is pretty cool. So definitely come back for that. And yeah, just stick with us. Give us feedback. Tell us what you don't like. Tell us what you do like, and we'll do our best to keep growing and getting better.
Yeah.
So
Definitely
yeah,
aim to be
and
well, obviously we aim to make this a great podcast. That's our intentions. We're doing it for fun. We want everyone else to have fun with it.
Absolutely. I'm sorry it's been a bit, I don't know, I guess plain today, but hopefully you've got a feel for what Mitch and I are like, and give us feedback. So until
We look forward to it.
until next time.